Hello everyone, my name is Yovita Indriani Warru. So today I will present my essay entitled BIPA Learning Culture and Teachers English Skill. So this presentation discusses the relationship between culture in BIPA learning and teachers English skills. Okay, the first slide is about introduction. So we have three in introduction. Culture and language are inseparable in BIPA learning. 2. Culture understanding support meaningful language mastery. And 3. Intellectual competence is a key goal of BIPA. So language and culture are closely connected. Foreign students can understand Indonesian better when they also learn about Indonesian culture. Therefore, intellectual competence is an important goal in BIPA learning. And the next slide is about main problem. So we have three main problems. The first is many BIPA teachers still use generic cultures approach. The second is foreign students may not understand Indonesian cultural diversity. And the third is teachers need stronger cultural and English communication skill. So the next slide, we have purpose of the essay. So we have discussed the intellectual approach and explaining cultural-based learning methods and describe cultural learning technique in BIPA classes. So the next slide is intellectual approach or ILT. So this slide is based on Brian's ICC theory. This approach encourages teachers to act as language instructor and cultures mediators. Teachers help students compare Indonesian culture with their own and promote mutual respect. Okay, the next slide is role of teachers' English skill. So these slides talk about English function as a linguist franca and helps explain Indonesian cultural concept clearly and supports comparison between student culture and Indonesian culture. And the next slide is about culture-based learning method or CRT. So we have cultural response teaching and uses students' cultural backgrounds as learning research and creates inclusive and culturally responsive classroom. And the next slide it's about cultural learning techniques. So it's about cultural immersion activities, traditional ceremonies and culinary practice, virtual cultural visit and authentic experience improve vocabulary, retention and contextual understanding. And the next slide is key findings. So in this key findings, the approach, method, techniques should work together to create effective learning. Teachers' English skills are also important in supporting culture-based instruction. And the conclusion is BIPA learning is not about the teaching Indonesian, but also promoting Indonesian culture. Therefore, improving teachers' English skill is essential for successful and meaningful learning. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.